is. Bet Saracen is the sports betting leader in Arkansas. Make sure you have the Bet Saracen app downloaded on your mobile device. Postseason coverage is brought to you by First Security Bank, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Sunstar Insurance of Arkansas, and Bet Saracen. Now, live from Walk-Ons in West Little Rock, here's Wes Moore and Christian Weaver.
Malik dribbles it back out. There's a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Surely we won't score here.
Thomas looks like he's going to...
No, he's going to the basket.
He's going to drive to the rim, and he'll lay it up and in. Thomas with the basket. 5 seconds to go.
Boos.
Yeah, a few boos. Probably should have taken the shot clock violation there. And the clock's going to run out. Hawaii did not get a shot away at the final horn. Arkansas's moving on. It was easy today. 97-78, our final score.
Forget about Hawaii 5-0. That was a Hawaii KO.
Yes.
Razorbacks come out and knock out Hawaii early in this one. A little 11-0 run to start the game and never looked back. That's about as easy as a first-round game you're going to get.
It's a super easy game. Came out, I believe it was 9-0 to start the game. Hawaii started the game 0 for 7 from 3. They got it down to 10 at one point, and that was the closest they got. And it was never in doubt.
I wrote that down. I never got nervous in this game.
No.
I mean, even at the beginning, and I just saw the athleticism for Arkansas, it was completely obvious. Hawaii could not guard Arkansas. Arkansas could have scored 110 points today if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They ended up with 97, and they shut it down basically the last 8 minutes of the game. If you were watching, you noticed Arkansas started working the clock and taking all the 35-second play clock, and just if they got a good shot, so be it. If not, all they were concerned about was, shortening the possessions and getting out of there. If they'd have kept playing the way they were playing, yeah, they could have scored 110. Heck, Christian, if they'd have shot the ball well today, they could have scored 120, because Arkansas, as crazy as it sounds, 97 points, they didn't shoot the ball well.
Yeah, what'd they shoot? 4 for something from 3? 4 for 21 from 3, 19%.
And that's not an Arkansas game.
If you can get inside the paint and score every single time, I don't see the point in shooting the 3.
Yeah, I saw the stat at halftime. Arkansas had 34 points in the paint at the half. Still waiting on the final statistic book to come out. The only bad thing about the NCAA tournament, you don't have the scorebook that you typically have for a Razorback game that shows you everything you want to see. The NCAA is doing it, and I don't like their scoreboard or scorebook, and so we don't have. I keep waiting and refreshing my email, hoping to get something from the University of Arkansas that has all those kind of stats. But Arkansas lived in the paint. 11 dunks today.
Yeah, it was a cruise of a game. Just the easiest first round I can remember. In recent years,
we were a little upset that Arkansas was placed in Portland, and it would have been nice for fans if it would have been in Oklahoma City or St. Louis or hell anywhere closer. But that's a tough trip to Portland. But you know what? I think the NCAA did them a favor with the matchup. And we always talk about the NCAA tournament, matchups matter. This was a great matchup for Arkansas. Yes, Hawaii was tall, but they're not athletic. No. They could not guard. There was not a guy on that Hawaii team that really could guard the man that they were guarding. And so Arkansas was just available to go to the basket whenever they wanted to.
Yeah, we talked about this on the morning show, and they asked how I felt about the Hawaii matchup, and I was like, they're not a very good basketball team. They're like, well, they won their conference. It's like, well, they have to win their conference or they're not going to be in the tournament. But and then they refuted that they're tall, and it's like they can't compete with Arkansas, and that's what we just saw for 40 minutes. It's like they can't defensively guard Arkansas, and they play a weird defense where it's a low help. They help a little bit,
but not much.
A little bit, but not much. They try to play guys on an island, and against Arkansas, it doesn't work.
Coach Z made a great point on Out of Bounds earlier this week. He said you could take any player off of Arkansas's 7-8 guys they play he would be a star for Hawaii.
Isaiah Seeley would be a star.
That's a great point. Hey, I think we have Trey Schapp. He is live in Portland. What's up, Trey? You were there.
Hey,
was
guys.
it obvious to you in person the difference in athleticism and speed?
It was obvious during the warm-ups that Arkansas was about to dominate this game. Even with my eyes focused on Nick Pringle and him not able to go through everything. But, yeah, it was very obvious that Arkansas was about to dominate the basketball game, and they did. I mean, the start that they got off to, you couldn't have scripted it any better if you were a Razorback fan.
Any update on Pringle?
Yeah, so I talked to him. The sound is back there. He says he has a little bit of a hamstring issue, but he's going to work with the trainer night in, night out, and he thinks that he should be able to play on Saturday. Whether or not the coaches let him play on Saturday, depending on how severe it is, that's yet to be determined. But we all know that they get High Point on Saturday. High Point can shoot the lights out. They average 90 points a game. So it should be a track meet on Saturday here in Portland.
We talked all week. It's like, would you have rather lost the SEC championship and went to Oklahoma City, or, have won and ended up going to Portland? And it's like, now that we know how things have played out and we get to play High Point in the second round, I think everyone would take this option.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I watched. Well, we all watched the High Point game. Here's the thing: they shot lights out today. They don't normally shoot that many threes, but because they were hot today, they just kept taking those threes. If they're not hot, Arkansas should blow them out. Arkansas should beat them by double digits because they're not a big team. They're not physical. This is another great matchup for Arkansas, not having to play that big physical team and bruisers inside. Arkansas should be able to drive at will to the basket once again.
Yeah, you're right. And I like Christian's point, too, the fact that, and like you say, Wes, I mean, High Point, if they're not making their shots, then what are they going to rely on? I think it's a game that Arkansas should have the rebounding edge, obviously the inside edge. They can go over the top if they need to. High Point did put a zone in against Wisconsin. They were playing some zone late in the game and helped them get back into the game. But one thing I will say, though, if High Point gets hot and they start hitting their shots, you know that the fans in the stands are going to rally around the 12 seed. And so with the fact that Arkansas is so far away from Fayetteville, that could create a, kind of like a road atmosphere, if you will. Not a road SEC atmosphere, but a road atmosphere.
You told us the story about the Airbus that the big donor got for the students and brought a bunch of students to Portland. Was it noticeable for them that they had a nice cheering section?
It was extremely noticeable, and I don't know if TBS did it justice, but there was a full section from basically courtside all the way up to the where it cuts off at the top of that lower bowl section, that it was nothing but High Point students. And when they got close, they started throwing water, they started throwing beer, whatever they had. It was like you were at a baseball game and they were throwing their drinks up in the air. And then when the layup happened, when they blocked Wisconsin's shot, got the layup to take the lead there late, it just went nuts in that place. And then the team came out after the game and sat with them to watch the Arkansas game. So it was very noticeable. And I think they're going to be back here on Saturday. I think they might have had plans for the plane to take them back, but I think they're going to stay. I did see one of their administrators texting someone saying, we need the plane. So I don't know what they were talking about, whether it's wait until Saturday before we leave and they're trying to book hotel rooms and stuff, but it was very noticeable.
And the guy that hit the layup, Chase Johnston, that was his first 2-point basket of the entire year, which is funny because this guy is Jack Goakley-esque, which was the guy that eliminated Calipari from the tournament in his last tournament at Kentucky at Oakland, the guy that only shot 3-pointers, if you remember. So this may be bring up some bad memories for Calipari on Saturday.
Yeah, it was, Christian. You're exactly right. And it was a pretty layup, too. I mean, he just ran out, sprinted down, and They threw over the top. Wisconsin fans were stunned. High Point fans were euphoric. I mean, even Razorback fans were cheering for High Point there late in the game. Obviously, you'd rather play High Point than Wisconsin if you're an Arkansas fan. And so now, guys, it's down to one game for the Sweet 16. Can they get it done on Saturday?
All right, let's hear from some of the players. Trey's done all this work. Let's put it to good use. Here's Coach Calipari, Trevin Brazile, Malik Ewan.
University of Arkansas with the 97-78 win over Hawaii. Joining us in the post-game press conference, head coach John Calipari and student athletes Trevin Brazile and Malik Ewan. Coach, congratulations on the win. We'll begin with your opening statement, and then we'll open it to questions.
Well, what I was most happy with, we end up with 26 assists. We pass the ball to each other. We create shots for each other. Makes us pretty good. The start of the game, we talked about it, and we've been talking about it for the last month. First 5 minutes. Now, the first 5 minutes could be 15-15, but you were ready to play, and the other team played well too. Today, they missed some shots, and then they started making shots. You got to give them credit. They did not quit. Hawaii just kept playing, and all of a sudden, I'm looking up, it's 15, but then we make a play or two. These two, Malik Ewan is showing, he's basically telling on himself of this is how good I am. And the way he chased down balls with unbelievable energy, and then you saw TB. And the great news is you saw him where he wasn't making shots. How'd he look? And he didn't make shots, and you're looking at him like, holy cow. And that's what I just keep trying to tell him. If you make them, great. If you don't, just do all the other things you do. So that was a good start for us. Always worried about the first game. Hard game for everybody playing.
All right, we'll open the floor to questions. Please raise your hand, and we'll bring a microphone to you. We'll start in the back.
James Pritchard with the Basketball Academy. Coach Calipari, congrats on the win. As you said, like Hawaii doesn't really give up many assists, and they have a unique style of defense of guarding their yard. What strategy did you guys have for that, or what specific actions did you guys use to utilize to get a lot of assists and buckets?
Well, we probably shot more threes than we wanted to, but they were open. But if you play really fast and space the court, they got to either give up a layup or someone's going to be free. And we do some stuff that runs people at the rim as I'm driving, so it's a little bit different. But let me tell you, I watched the tape. I watched how they played. So well coached. They give up 9 assists a game. That's ridiculous, folks. 9 a game. It worried me because our thing is if we get 20, we win. So for us to do what we did was pretty special.
Lindsay?
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. Cal, I'm curious. You've obviously coached a lot of NBA guys with a ton of talent. So when your players go on a little highlight reel where they're just throwing down lob dunks and the crowd's going crazy, are you impressed, or are you just kind of shrugging like, well, I've seen this before?
No, this team is one of the I've had some really fast teams. Well, this team's right there, fast. We're long and we're athletic. So it's what we are, but we're also skilled because we don't turn it over that much because we are skilled. So this is a good group, and what I said after to Malik, what I'm always trying to do is get guys to break through, because the battle they have is with themselves. It's no one else. And when they win that battle, you can see it in how they play. Malik's busted through here the last week or two, and he's setting himself and our team up for the rest of his basketball career on the things he's doing. Making free throws, grabbing balls, great hands. Today he had 6 assists. He had 6 assists. Now he did have 3 turnovers, but he had 6 assists. I mean, he's doing a little bit of everything. And TB has just come on like, he's special. 6'10", folks. Can guard guards, head on the rim. Did you see that dunk? I sat down. I don't even know. I think Malik threw him a bad pass, and he got it from behind his head. How did you get that down? And I just sat down because everybody on the bench is looking at me. I'm like, don't look at me. I can't believe how he ever got that ball. But he never ceases to amaze me, some of the stuff he does, some of the blocks. We've won games based on him getting a block in the last 10 seconds of the game. And it wasn't on his man. It was on someone else driving, and he goes over and blocks it, rebound, we won the game. So they both have done great.
Hey, Malik, I was going to ask you what Cal
Name and affiliation.
Ty Richardson, ESPN Arkansas. You had 6 assists today. Sometimes big men, they were guards growing up. Did you ever play guard or forward before you kind of transitioned to a center?
Yeah, I play guard. I like to assist more, and that's what I do tonight. I got it done.
Eric Anderson, Associated Press, for Trevon and Malik as well. I mean, back to the guard play, you guys have great guards, but you guys had a lot of plays with each other today, making plays. And how's that developed, and what does that open up for you guys when you guys are making plays with your great guard talent?
I just think our team has a lot of chemistry. Obviously, we got great guard play, but, we got him, Nick, Billy will play some for us sometimes. Like I said, we just all got good chemistry with each other.
John Jack Magruder from Field Double Media. Malik Thomas went to the clubhouse or went to the bench for about 5 minutes early in the second. I wonder what that was. And then is Pringle available moving forward?
He might be. And the stuff with Malik, you can imagine what I was thinking. Like, we're down to 2 and the rent is due. And he was like, no, I'm good. So it's like Darius, right? They say they're good. I'm like, all right, let's go. Nick wanted to play today. And I said, nope, you are not playing. You get these guys to win so you could maybe play this weekend. But if he's not right, then I won't do that. Because, it's nothing serious, but it's enough to say don't put yourself in that position.
Jordan Mendoza, USA Today. Coach, I'm curious, you have a really great game today. How long do you get to enjoy it before you're moving on to focusing on High Point? And also looking ahead at High Point, how are you not underestimating the fact that you're playing a team that just took off the number 5 seed?
Well, first of all, no, I'll be walking the streets of Portland tonight, enjoying this. But I've got 3 tapes that I got to watch of High Point. They're good. Wisconsin found out. They are good, and they're not afraid. I recruited Cam to Kentucky, so I know how good he is. And so they're good. I mean, we're not walking in thinking, okay, this will be an easy one. No, it won't. None of them are easy. And I've been telling these guys, you're going to look, and you're worried about somebody in front of you, and they get beat, and you're playing somebody else. That's why you don't even need to watch games. You don't need, just stay in the moment. Let's stay in the 5-minute segments. Let's just stay locked in.
Up front.
Wes Nakama, Warrior Insider. Coach, you mentioned how they answered every time Hawaii started hitting shots. And, a couple times, like you said, they cut it to 12 to 10 even. How important was it for them to answer back quickly and not make it a possession game where it's single digits?
I was trying to call a timeout, and they kind of looked me off. And they ran the out-of-bounds play where he got the lob. They called it. I didn't call it. They said, we're running this. I said, all right, go run it. If I can get these guys empowered where it's their team, we could do some damage. And they're getting there. But, like I said, this thing is, every game is its own game. You can't look at this game and think it'll affect the next game. It will not. We couldn't make a jump shot. We were 4 for 21 from the 3. 4 for 21. And still did the stuff that we did, plus 10 rebounds against a team that's one of the tallest, biggest teams in the country.
Jackson Fuller, Southwest Times Record. Coach Cal, the two guys next to you in the podium are you two big men on a night where Nick isn't able to play. How impressed were you with their performance and stepping up, maybe in some added more minutes than they're used to?
Well, Malik Ewing could have been starting, but I want to keep Nick engaged in doing what he was doing. But he's had the last month of the season, like he is a difference maker for us. He just is. And proud of what he's been able to do, and it's not been easy. It's not been easy. I mean, he's the ups and downs, which they all have, but he's overcome them, and now we just, all right, let's go forward. And now he told on himself. If you don't see that kind of effort, tracking down balls, rebounding with two hands and all that, you're going to go ask him, so why didn't you play today like you played yesterday? I mean, all these guys are capable. And I'm not talking shots. I'm talking effort, energy, spirit, all the stuff that doesn't take skill. And these guys add athleticism, length, their hand-eye, their skill. You add all that to who these two are. Special players.
We have time for one last
John
question.
Calipari and Malik Ewing and
Jerry Brewer
was
from
the
the
last
Athletic.
one.
Trevin,
still
were
going?
you certain?
We're supposed to be coming back. Oh, Trevin Brazil was the final one. Trey, great job getting that stuff. We'll take a break. We're at Walk-Ons in West Little Rock. Great place to watch the NCAA tournament. Great place tomorrow. Great place Saturday sometime.
Sunday, too.
Yeah, Sunday, too. Come on out and visit us at Walk-Ons. We'll be back with more of the Bet Saracen Razorback Basketball postgame show in just a minute.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus, lots of fun choices. Like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Brooke here, and at Chris Crane Hyundai, we've got a huge selection of pre-loved vehicles like never before. Late models loaded with new technology? Check. Payments to fit any budget? Check. Silverados, Civics, Broncos, and more. Check, check, check. Banks that love to say yes? You know it.
Our pre-loved inventory has never been better than now. Come visit your friends at Chris Crane Hyundai on Museum Road in Conway and online at chriscranehyundai.com.
This spring, experience radiance in motion in an all-new Cadillac. Feel the agility and joy of driving the responsive CT4. Take driving performance to the next level in the refined CT5. And turn heads with the distinguished styling of the XT5. Step into luxury like never before at the spring sales event. Visit your Cadillac showroom today.
On your way to the Little Rock Airport, business travelers park fast at Expressway Airport parking. As you park, our shuttle picks you up, and a 60-second ride later, you're at the airport. Download our app and earn rewards. Simply scan the virtual gate pass to enter and scan again to exit. No waiting, and your receipt is emailed to you. Pay less than municipal airport parking at Expressway Airport parking, left of the airport entrance, next to the Comfort Inn.
For all the times you multitask, Malvern National Bank has technology to make banking easier. When you need to transfer travel money into your account while on the go. When you need to pay your friends back for lunch. When you need to check the balance on your account. When you need to locate the nearest branch or ATM. Or when you need to deposit a check and don't have time to go to the bank. Simple to use website tools and apps at your fingertips. To find out more, visit mnbbank.com.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them.
We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
It's never too late to become better. The Arkansas Senior Olympics, presented by UAMS, invites men and women aged 40 and older to compete in the 3-on-3 half-court basketball tournament April 25th in Benton. This event qualifies teams for the 2027 National Games in Tulsa. The deadline to register is April 11th. Team fee is $250 for up to 10 players or 9 players and a coach. Volunteers and sponsors are also needed. Learn more and register at arseniorolympics.org.
Coverage of the 2026 NCAA Tournament on the Buzz is sponsored by First Security. First Security. Saracen is the leader in sports betting in Arkansas. Make sure you have the Bet Saracen app downloaded to your mobile device. Bet with Saracen and start winning today. The Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. This is winning. And Sunstar Insurance of Arkansas. Sunstar Insurance, shining bright across Arkansas as one of the fastest growing insurance agencies in the natural state.
Neither team showed much emotion.
Razorbacks have made their last 3 shots. Acuff out at the logo. Kerr comes to defend. Ewan sets a screen. Acuff tries a 3, and wouldn't you know it, he knocks it down. Second 3 of the day for Darius. He's heating up. 22 for the player of the year, and Arkansas is up by 20. Biggest lead of the day.
A little rusty after taking the SEC tournament
Yeah, it's
off.
been like 11 days.
Yeah, Westmore Christian Weaver. We got Trey Schapp with us in Portland. Hey, we got to hear, we're walk-ons. This is the Bet Saracen Razorback Basketball postgame show. Coach Calipari, Malik Ewan, Trevin Brazil, we got to hear from those guys, and Coach Calipari was very complimentary of the big guys, which he should have been. They played great. I want to talk about the freshmen real quick, because Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas were really good, too. And guys, sometimes, and you see it all the time in NCAA tournaments, freshmen, lack of experience, March Madness, big lights, and they struggle. Today they didn't shoot great, but they finished with 45 points, a combined 45 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists. That's a pretty good start for 2 freshmen in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And they talked about that yesterday, the fact that, Hawaii tried to say, look, we're the older team, one of the oldest teams in the tournament, and Arkansas is playing freshmen. Well, they don't look like freshmen. And Wes and Christian, I've always said this. When you get to the postseason, you've already played a full season. You're not a freshman any longer. Let's go ahead and call them a sophomore, because they have been there. They've been through the battles. They've been through the wars. Now, this is a different stage. It's lose and you go home, and they definitely don't want to go home. But let's say this, too. Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff are not your average freshman either.
Yeah, I believe Hawaii has a 26-year-old on their team, a guy that is older than or just as old as NBA MVP, SGA pretty much. Yeah. So pretty wild. And a few months older than Tyler Hero, who's been in the NBA for like 6 years.
And Arkansas was without their oldest player, Nick Pringle.
Nick Pringle.
Yeah, he was out.
We're running out of adjectives to really talk about Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff with how good they've been. Malik Thomas today, 21, 8, and 5. It really has come on as a playmaker here in the second portion of the season. Early in the season, he was, I don't want to be mean, but more of I would say a shot chucker.
Yeah.
He shot the ball a lot, and he still gets a fair amount of shots up, and he wants to shoot the ball, and you can tell. But he will pass the ball when when somebody is open, at least.
Oh, that's all the assists that he had. He had 5 assists today. Team, by the way, was outstanding, sharing the ball once again, and that's one of Coach Calipari's sayings. I don't know how many times we've heard him say it. When we get 20 assists, we win. They almost had 20 at the half. I think they had 16 in the first half. That's sharing the ball, getting guys involved. A lot of alley-oops, a lot of dunks. It was fun to watch. I mean, when you have the big cat on Twitter saying Arkansas is a fun team to watch.
Yeah, that spurt at the end of the first half, that last minute,
8-0 run,
where Trevin Brazile had the alley-oop underneath the rim, I believe, or was it a putback?
No, it was alley-oop from Billy Richmond.
Alley-oop underneath the rim. We go down. Trevin Brazile sends it. We go out on the run. Alley-oop to Billy Richmond, comes flying in and dunks it. It's just like this is extremely fun to watch.
There were, and like Coach Cal said, give Hawaii credit because they kept battling. But there was a time, Trey, in the second half, and I want to say about 10 minutes left in the game, they made a little run, and they were getting close to making it single digits. And Arkansas went on like a quick 5-0 run. It was like a 3 and a dunk. And you could just see them call timeout. And they just looked deflated, and I was like, well, I mean, I already thought it was over, but now it's officially over.
No, you're exactly right. When you have to use your timeout to try and stop runs like they did to start the game, the first time out of the game, they had to call a timeout because they were 0 for 7, and Arkansas was up 11-0. So as a coach, you're trying to find anything that'll work, and it just whatever Hawaii tried to do today did not work. Offensively, defensively, it didn't work. Yes, they hit a lot of threes. But they do that on the regular. That is a concern for me with Arkansas and High Point on Saturday. If they are hot from 3, they will be able to stay in the game. And if Arkansas gets into foul trouble, we don't know about Pringle if he's going to be able to play. If they get into foul trouble, that could be a concern as well when you have such a short bench. But Arkansas is more athletic than Hawaii. You saw that in the warm-ups, and I think they're more athletic. And watching High Point play today, they're a much more athletic team. And how about Darius Acuff? Christian, I know you're trying to come up with different ways to describe him. He just has a different gear. In the second half, when he wanted to go to the bucket, when he wanted to get some shots up, he was able to do that. And that's just something you just don't see from your average point guard, even in the SEC. That is why he is the player of the year in the SEC, the freshman of the year, a unanimous All-American. And some might say, there are some out there, he should be the player of the year.
You know, Trey, there was a moment in the second half where I think Darius Acuff had a turnover and thought he was fouled, and he was mad.
Yeah.
He went on a 7-0 run by himself. It was like, that just, don't make Darius Acuff mad. He hit a 3, had a couple of just easy layups, and took the game back into control. Arkansas, after that 7-0 run, went up 18, 73-55. So that just shows the competitor in him. Your final thoughts before we let you go. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, but your final thoughts before Arkansas starts to get ready. Well, they are. They're getting ready for High Point about today's game.
Well, they always say survive and advance in March. Arkansas didn't have to survive this. They went out and dominated the basketball game, and they showed why they are a dangerous team in this tournament. Now, can they recoup and put it together, stay off their legs for the rest of the night, get a light workout in tomorrow, get prepared to play High Point? You got to believe that the coaches are going to have a great game plan. We'll find out more about that tomorrow when they have their press conferences tomorrow afternoon here inside the Moda Center. But I like Arkansas's chances, guys, to reach another Sweet 16, and it's just going to be down the road in San Jose.
All right, Trey, thanks, man. Great job. We will talk to you tomorrow.
All right, guys. Sounds good. Y'all
Trey
have a good
Schaap
one.
out in Portland at the Moda Center. Big thanks to him. We'll take a break. We'll come back here to walk-ons and grade the players. We'll take a look at the individual stats for Arkansas. Very impressive when you only play basically 6 guys, and 5 of them were in double digits. And we were rooting for Billy, or no, DJ. We were hoping DJ would hit that 3.
He had his chance.
All right, stick around. This is the Bet Saracen Razorback Basketball Postgame Show live at Walk-Ons.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Brooke here, and at Chris Crane Hyundai, we've got a huge selection of pre-loved vehicles like never before. Late models loaded with new technology? Check. Payments to fit any budget? Check. Silverados, Civics, Broncos, and more. Check, check, check. Banks that love to say yes? You know it.
Our pre-loved inventory has never been better than now. Come visit your friends at Chris Crane Hyundai on Museum Road in Conway and online at chriscranehyundai.com.
When you do something for over 50 years, you get really good at it. Like Bert here. He's been lifting weights for over 50 years. He can bench press a 400-pound nose guard, deadlift an elephant, even clean and jerk a truck filled with watermelons. Fantastic rep, Bert. We're a lot like Bert lifting weights, except we do it with insurance. Williamson Insurance with Auto Owners Insurance, protecting your business and your family for over 50 years.
It's Justin Acree for Coffin by Design West. Shop with the local folks and get exactly what you want. You can also shop from the convenience of your own home by going to kaufmanlumber.com. There's an online store with over 800,000 items in inventory that can be delivered straight to your front door. Items in inventory include everything from hardware to housewares, heating and cooling supplies, lawn and garden tools, sporting goods, store and office supplies, and there's a huge range of products in each area available. So go by their store in West Little Rock at 14900 Cantrell Road or do your shopping online at kaufmanlumber.com.
This is Thomas Blackman's Blackman Auction. Since 1938, we've handled many different types of auctions. We sold bulldozers, excavators, farm tractors, farms, locomotives, fully custom rail cars, vehicles, Harley-Davidsons, cows, lake houses, hunting properties, pickups, heavy trucks, big trailers, plus hundreds of other random things. Honestly, if it's for sale, we probably sold it. Our knowledge and experience is priceless, much like your hard-earned assets. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions.
In today's digital world, compliance isn't just a box to check, it's a necessity. Network Services Group will help you navigate the complex landscape of cybersecurity regulations, making sure your business stays compliant and secure. Stay ahead of the curve. Focus on what really matters, growing your business. Network Services Group, your partner in compliance for banks and medical organizations.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Feeling like a family getaway, but don't want to go too far? Need a true adventure, but don't want to spend too much? Want a ton of stuff to do that's all in the same place? Welcome to Arkansas State Parks, where in a couple hours drive, you can change your scenery and your state of mind. With active adventures or just gorgeous views where you can catch your breath. We have 52 state parks to choose from. Plan your getaway at arkansasstateparks.com. Brought to you by this station and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Arkansas sports fans, this is a night you don't want to miss. The 68th Annual Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Induction Banquet is happening April 10th at the Oaklawn Event Center. From championship moments to legendary careers, they're honoring the icons who built Arkansas sports. For information on tickets and tables, visit arksportshalloffame.com or by calling 501-313-4158. Celebrate the legends, relive the moments, and be a part of Arkansas sports history April 10th.
Acuff out at the logo. Leaves it for DJ. Wagner going to work on Kerr. Bounce pass. Brazil inside, lays it in. Pick and roll. Trevin set a screen, rolled to the basket. He's got 17. Biggest lead of the day. It's 81-60 with 7:54 to go.
Arkansas wins at 97-78. It's their 27th win of the season. I'm Wes Moore. He's Christian Weaver. We are live at Walk-Ons in West Little Rock. This is the Bet Saracen Razorback Basketball postgame show. Big thanks to Double R. Randy Rainwater was listening. 64 points in the paint for Arkansas today. That's another one of those games in the 60s. We talked about it all during the SEC season, Christian, how points in the paint, Arkansas was dominant. Some of the highest points in the paint numbers in the history of the Razorbacks. I think they have one at 68, one at 66. Here's one at 64. There was one at 63. I mean, they're making a living getting easy. And that's what you do. When you can't shoot the three, just get to the paint, make layups, dunks, easy baskets.
Especially against a team that is athletically inferior.
Athletically challenged?
Yes.
All right, let's hand out some grades for Arkansas today. I'm guessing a bunch of A's in this game, or at least from me.
Yeah, there's not really much to complain about.
Let's start with Darius Acuff. He played 36 minutes, 24 points, 9 of 19 from the floor, 2 of 5 from the three-point line, so that's 40%.
Yeah.
4 of 4, made all 4 of his free throws. He had 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal.
A? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a Darius Acuff game. If he was hitting some of his jump shots, uncharacteristically missing those little 15-footers, those mid-range jump shots. I think Hawaii put a taller guard on him at one point.
He's doing good on
and he did a
really
nice
good.
job
Yeah.
of trying to alter that shot, blocked one of the shots, kind of partially deflected. But yeah, Darius Acuff gets A. Malik Thomas, 21 points, 9 of 16 from the floor, 1 of 5 from the three-point line, so 4 of his 7 misses were behind the three-point line.
So he was
8 of 13.
8
of 11. 8 of 11.
From 2.
Yeah, a lot of layups for him. And a dunk.
The last time we did a post-game show, he was 4 for 16 from 2.
Yes. He was taking it to the basket.
5 for 5 from 3.
Made both of his free throws. He had 8 rebounds tonight. How about that? 5 assists, 2 steals, no turnovers, and he blocked a shot.
I loved Malik Thomas's game today. I will give him an A because he is capable of making threes.
I'm going to give him an A+ because he gets after it defensively, too. He uses those long arms, stays in front of the guy, does a pretty good job defensively.
He does.
All right, Trevin Brazil, 19 points, 8 of 17 from the floor, 1 of 7 from the three-point line. I didn't realize that until I came across that right now. 2 of 3 free throws, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 3 block shots. Trevin Brazil.
Hey.
Look, guy's being active. He's hustling. He's not just standing around. When he does that,
of his career.
I'll give him an A every time. That's all I want from him. Be active. Don't just stand on the three-point line waiting for somebody to get you the ball.
We have been the 2 biggest detractors of Trevin Brazil, maybe, in at the Buzz. I think.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, there's no maybe to it. We have been.
Yeah.
And
critics. I wouldn't say detractors. We're just
critics.
Hard critics.
He's been very good recently.
Yes, he has. SEC tournament, he was very good.
Great.
Missouri game, I believe we gave him A's.
Yeah.
He has played. He's Mr. March for some
consistent.
reason. It's like he's pacing himself, and now it's time to play, and here comes Trevin Brazil. Malik Ewan today, 16 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 12 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds, 6 assists, a career high 6 assists. He had 2 steals, 1 block shot.
This was maybe my favorite Malik Ewing game of the entire season. I'd have to look through his box scores to see. I'm sure he's had maybe some gaudier stat lines. I'm going to give him an A+.
16 and 12, heck yeah. I'll give you an A+.
Assists. He was doing some, when I was driving in, I missed a little bit of the game, but I heard radio broadcast, and they're demonstrating guard-like skills. Or it was TV broadcast, actually. I was listening to the TV broadcast. And I was like, I was remembering all the times this season where Malik Ewan or Trevin Brazil would get the ball on the fast break and they would throw it out of bounds, or they would miss the push ahead or something like that. It's like there's been some development, and they've gotten better at passing as the year has gone on. And Malik Ewan is playing his best ball also.
Billy Richmond had 10 points, 5 of 8 from the floor, missed both of his threes. He had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Billy Richmond. And probably their best defender.
Yeah, I'll give him A.
Not probably. He is their best defender.
A-.
Yeah. I wish, to start the game, he either scored the first points or the second basket, just cutting to the basket. I'm like, oh, this is about to be a Billy Richmond game. He's going to drive in at will. They cannot stop him. He's going to finish over those guys, and I really thought he was on his way to a 20-point game. But look, he was just 5 of 8. He didn't take a whole lot of shots. Sometimes he gets lost in the offense, but I thought Billy was really good. And I'll say it, he plays defense harder than anybody out there, and he got some tough defensive rebounds. I'll take that from Billy every night. I'll give him an A. DJ Wagner had 7 points, 2 of 4 from the floor, missed both of his threes, 3 of 4 from the free throw line after getting a hard flagrant foul. The guy pulled him down from behind. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, just 1 turnover for DJ Wagner.
I'd like for him to hit the threes, but can't ask for a whole lot more from DJ other than that.
That's it.
I'll give him an A minus.
A minus. I would have said a B plus, but DJ's a very good defender. And I wish people who get on to DJ and criticize DJ because he doesn't score 20 points a game and he's not Darius Acuff, watch him on defense. When he comes into a game, he changes the game defensively because he keeps that guard in front of him and prevents them from penetrating. And today was a little easier because he was bigger than their guards, more physical than their guards, and he did a good job of cutting them off, keeping them out of the paint.
I believe the sample size is incredibly small because AKF plays almost the entire game, every single game. But Arkansas is technically better with him off the floor throughout the entire season. And the sample size is incredibly small. Of course, they're not better without him.
Right.
But I think a lot of that is because DJ Wagner comes in and he plays defense. He gets stops. Not because the offense is better when he's off, but we just play better defense when AKF is on.
I think everybody steps up their game when he's off the court and goes, all right, our guy's off the court, we got to go. And they play better at times. Don't want it to happen often.
Over the course of 40 minutes, I wouldn't want it.
All right, we'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at what's going on. The night session has started in the NCAA tournament. Stick around. This is the Bet Saracen Razorback Postgame Show live from Walk-Ons.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus, lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Brooke here, and at Chris Crane Hyundai, we've got a huge selection of pre-log vehicles like never before. Late models loaded with new technology? Check. Payments to fit any budget? Check. Silverados, Civics, Broncos, and more? Check, check. Saints that love to say yes? You know it.
Our pre-loved inventory has never been better than now. Come visit your friends at Chris Crane Hyundai on Museum Road in Conway and online at chriscranehyundai.com.
This spring, experience radiance in motion in an all-new Cadillac. Feel the agility and joy of driving the responsive CT4. Take driving performance to the next level in the refined CT5. And turn heads with the distinguished styling of the XT5. Step into luxury like never before at the spring sales event. Visit your Cadillac showroom today.
If you're a bank needing GLBA compliance or a defense contractor looking for CMMC compliance, meet the team at Network Services Group with tailored solutions to help you navigate the complex regulatory landscape, allowing you to focus on what matters most, your clients and your growth. Don't gamble with compliance. Network Services Group, your partner in GLBA and CMMC compliance.
Services Group. One call does it all.
The great American pastime. Do you smell that? That's the smell of men being men. I think I'm ready. On 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at keeparkansasbeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Horse ownership shouldn't feel confusing or overwhelming. At Winner's Circle Concierge, they help owners enjoy racing without the learning curve. They handle licensing, communication with trainers, race placement, and billing, so you get clarity, not chaos. Whether you're new to racing or short on time, they manage the details so you can focus on the thrill of the sport. Winner's Circle Concierge. Contact them today at 870-942-9382 or learn more at WCCRB.com.
Razorback Foundation members, it's time to renew your membership. Annual Fund Pledge renewals are now open and due March 31st. Renew now by visiting RazorbackFoundation.com or text RENEW to 479-349-4313. Be part of the tradition for the new era of Razorback football under Coach Silverfield. Renew your Razorback Foundation membership today. Text RENEW to 479-349-4313. Go Hogs!
Is your yard something you'd like to improve and make better? At Acadie's Touch Landscaping, they bring precision and craftsmanship to every project, from drain work that protects your property to retaining walls, decks, and fencing built to last. They also install synthetic turf and custom flower beds for low maintenance, year-round beauty. One team done right the first time. Call 501-794-2770. That's 501-794-2770.
Malik Thomas open in the corner, and he knocks down a three-pointer. 19 for the freshman today, 89-71.
Malik Thomas finished with 21 points. All right, here's something. History made today. Darius Acuff, 24 points, 7 assists. Malik Thomas, 21 points, 5 assists. First freshman duo ever with 20-plus points, 5-plus assists in an NCAA tournament game, according to CBS Sports Research.
Ever.
Ever.
For anyone.
Ever in the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
First freshman duo.
And that's crazy. Cal's had a lot of good guards that have played together.
That is wild, isn't it?
That is crazy.
Folks, we're seeing something special with these two guys, and enjoy it, because every game we watch, it could be the last one we see them in the Razorback uniform.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not Saturday. Hopefully we got another week or two or maybe 3 of this. But first things first, we got High Point coming up Saturday. We'll find out when they play High Point later on tonight.
I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think we'll all be predicting a win over High Point.
Yes. Tomorrow will be a lot of discussion about Arkansas's more athletic team, a bigger team. Don't have to worry about the height like they did against Hawaii. Not that it was really a factor. Hawaii's not a shot-blocking team. We saw that today. I think this is a great matchup for Arkansas.
Bit of a, I guess if I was a Wisconsin fan, it'd be a bit of a sour grapes thing. But Wisconsin's a better team than High Point. They just lost.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Sometimes a team shoots better than you, makes more shots, and you're not able to overcome it. I think even with High Point, if they had another really good shooting game, kind of like Hawaii, they just can't stop Arkansas. Now, Arkansas, at worst, will outscore High Point and beat them like 95-90.
Yeah.
And if Arkansas plays better defense and High Point doesn't make their threes, Arkansas could be on their way to another blowout victory.
Look around the NCAA tournament.
Let's do it.
I'm going to go through some of the games that have already wrapped up. Of course, we talked about High Point beating Wisconsin 83-82. Louisville beat USF 83-79. At USF is Brian Hodgson, former Arkansas State head coach.
By the way, the Isaiah Nelson, former Red Wolf, had over 20 points. I don't know if he ended up with a double-double. He was getting close. And Joseph Pinion had over 20 points.
Joseph Pinion had 27 in that game. Isaiah Nelson had 22 and 9. Nebraska cruised to their first ever win in the NCAA tournament. The last Power Forward team to win an NCAA tournament game. 76-47 over Troy. TCU in the first game of the day, 66-64 over Ohio State. Duke survived versus Siena, 71-65. They trailed in most of that game, the number 1 overall seed, Duke Blue Devils. Vanderbilt took care of McNeese, 78-68. That was a game most of the time, but Vanderbilt pulled away at the last second. Michigan State 92-67 over North Dakota State. And, of course, Arkansas beat Hawaii 97-78. Some of the games that are going on right now, UNC is beating VCU 45-30 without Caleb Wilson. They will be without star Caleb Wilson throughout the entire tournament. Michigan is beating Howard 40-33. That is a 1 versus 16, so a close game. Texas is beating BYU 30-25 right now. And Texas A&M is beating St. Mary's 21-13 at the moment. Future games, we got Illinois taking on Penn at 8:25 on TNT. Georgia taking on St. Louis at 8:55 on CBS. Gonzaga, Kennesaw State at 9 o'clock on TBS. And then the final game of the night will be Houston versus Idaho at 9:10 on True TV. Those are the games for today.
Well, I got great news. The Razorback basketball post-game show is not over for the season. We have another one, at least one more. We will be back here at Walk On sometime Saturday. I invite you to come on out and join us, watch the game. It's a terrific atmosphere. It was so much fun watching the game here, and the food is awesome. And you know the drinks are cold. So come on out Saturday, hang out with us for the Razorback basketball post-game show, brought to you by Bet Saracen. And who knows, maybe out here another weekend, next weekend. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you, Walk-Ons. Thank you, Bet Saracen. And thank you all for listening. Great job, Damon. Christian, fantastic. We'll be back here Saturday. Have a great night, everybody.